So now that we've added Pear Deck to our Google Suite, or to this slideshow in particular, we're going to add in some features. There are several different types of features that we can add into our normal slideshow. Normally, if I was to present this, I would show the main screen here, the title page. I go into, this is actually an old student's presentation, but you go into each of the different types of simple machines with the definitions on it. We've got a simple image, and this would be fine to show students, but I could also make this interactive by adding Pear Deck slides. What I could do is use these three menus here at the beginning of the lesson, during the lesson, and the end of the lesson to choose from a slide library. Let's say I want to add an introductory topic to get the students engaged right away. This one is nice to add in at the beginning because once students who log in really fast get logged in, it gives them something to do right away. I forgot to mention earlier that Pear Deck works best when you have iPads out for all students. So if not iPad, but Chromebook. And I used this most recently when I was giving a lesson to students on how to do research on the computer. Students already had the computers in the classroom because they were going to be doing online research with the databases. So it made sense to have them at least use the computer since we had access to them. So I made my presentation using Pear Deck. It allowed the students to follow along with me as I was going through the slideshow, which I'll show you later, and interact with the slides so that they weren't just bored sitting there watching my presentation. So this slide that I've added in here asks the students what they know about today's topic. They know the topic is simple machines, but notice that it adds this prompt here on the bottom that gives the students an instruction. So when I show you what this looks like in the presentation, the students will be able to write on this slide. They'll be able to just brainstorm things that they know. Okay, we could also go through and look at some of our during the lesson slides. They have really neat tools here. We could do true or false questions. You can have them summarize questions. You could have them create a timeline, drag and drop things. I mean, we could label diagrams for if you're doing science or countries. There are really a lot of fun options here. Here's a map one. So those of you social studies teachers, draw a line from the image on the right to the place where it belongs on the map. How valuable for students to be able to put a picture with a place that you're studying. Math teachers, you can have them draw lines on the map, on a graph, to have them graph things, which is something that wasn't typically available with slides before. And then we could drag or drop to see where students are and if they agree or disagree with an issue. There's a lot of really interesting ways to incorporate whole slides into your lesson. Then we have some summary or exit ticket type slides for at the end of the lesson. Okay. Let's say I just wanted to keep my slide the way it is, though, and add some interactive features. I can scroll down on my right-hand menu to where it says Ask Students a Question. I can ask them a text question. I could ask them a multiple choice question, a number question. I could insert a website that would allow students to explore. So if I wanted to show them like the encyclopedia article for something, if I wanted them to draw something, or if I wanted them to drag something, these are all options I can add. Maybe I'll have them draw today. So I'm going to click on Draw. This is the little busy screen. And then Pear Deck adds on Students Draw Anywhere on the slide. So students can draw anywhere. You will need to give them an instruction for what to do here. Notice on this slide, I don't have any instructions on what they're supposed to draw, so I want to give them some direction. So we want to have them draw an example of a wedge. Okay. I could just leave it as text like that. I could make it special. Use any of the tools that you have in your toolbox to make this look however you want it to look. This is all customizable and up to you. There. Now I created a box so students know where I want them to draw the image, but they could draw anywhere on the slide. Okay. If you look on the left-hand menu, every slide that has this little pear icon is now one that we've made interactive. So notice that the first slide and the last two slides are not interactive yet. Okay. I could also add in a website. So let's say that BrainPop had a really cool video on screws or simple machines. I could add this in just to show you what it looks like to add in a slide. Okay. So these are the three most basic features of using Pear Deck in your lessons. Let's go ahead and look at what a presentation would look like.